Good evening, everyone. I'm here to finally get around to opening this box of 1992 O-Pee-Chee. As you can see, the box is sealed. It's got the plastic on it. It's got the Devon White on the front there. It's also got this Toronto Blue Jays 1991 AL East Division champions. So yeah, so we're going to open up this 1992 box of O-Pee-Chee. Out of all the boxes I had available, that's what you guys said you wanted me to open, so here we go. This might be a longer video, so bear with me, guys. It's my first time opening a box on camera, so I don't know how it's going to go. And I'm sure I'm going to make a whole lot of errors, and I might miss a whole lot of stuff, so you guys just point out anything I missed or anything that you feel was important, and I greatly appreciate it. Never opened up a box of O-Pee-Chee before, so this is my first time doing anything O-Pee-Chee related. I know it's the Canadian version, the French version of Topps. Get these out of Canada, and it usually has French, since that's one of the native languages in Canada. So let's get this open. It's taking me a little bit longer than I thought it would. Get this open. I think what I'll do is I'll just pull out the packs for you guys. So I believe there's 36 packs, like a normal standard box. And there is 10 cards per pack. You can see the box is empty. That's the other side of the box bottom there. And then I'll just start opening them. There are wax packs. So you see 1992 O-Pee-Chee, 10 cards. It does have a bubble gum in each pack. There's the back. And I guess we're going to see how easy these are to open. Very easy. Very easy to open. Got the gum. I will not be trying it. It does leave some residue on there. Hopefully I say the good ones. I know that there's not much in this set, but hopefully the better cards are not messed up. So we have Brett Saberhagen, and I'm probably not going to say everybody's names. I'll just go through and I'll just point out the bigger names. Got Jim Gott, Tyrone Hill draft pick, Dave Winfield, Hall of Famer. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with these. Chris Gwynn, that's Tony Gwynn's brother. I don't know if I'll send them out for TTMs or whatnot, but let me know what do you guys think I should do with them. Let me know if I should put the set together, send them out for TTM, throw them in a box, whatever. Just let me know. So we have Al Shipley, rookie. Mike Jackson. Kevin Napier, he was good. David Cone, when he was on the Mets. Willie Randolph. Try to find the middle of these to flip them. Mike Maddox, Greg Maddox's brother. Alan Watson, draft pick. Mark Leiter. Frank Thomas, that's a good one. Of course, you can see that edge down there is just tore up. But it's Frank Thomas. We'll put Frank Thomas to the side. Mike Scioscia and Mark Carrion. So I do know, in my limited knowledge of O-Pee-Chee, I have heard that condition tends to be a problem with these cards. They're not, I guess they're not produced as nicely, and you can see right there, see that edge is just jacked up. Not produced as nicely as tops are, so they tend to be more condition sensitive. So the better conditioned O-Pee-Chee tend to fetch a better price because it's just harder to come by. Omar Oliveras, Gene Nelson, Bill Wegman, Mr. Wegman. Reminds me of Scott over in Reindeer Studios. And then we got Roger Clemens. Put that one off to the side. It's the Rocket. So I've already noticed quite a few names in here that would sign TTM. So about the best card I can think of in this set that I'd be going for is probably the Manny Ramirez. There's a Dale Murphy at the end of his career. Manny Ramirez rookie. Top prospects. So it's a Jeremy Burnett's decent career. Jacob Burnfield had a couple decent years. DJ Dozier, I remember, was a hot prospect and never did much of anything. Mike Moore. There's Omar Vizquel, who I think will eventually end up in the Hall of Fame. Put him off to the side. I always liked Omar Vizquel. It's just like a little scrappy guy who played defense and would just scratch out hits at the most opportune time. Danny Tartable and Alfredo Griffin, who I've gotten TTM before. It took a while, but I've gotten him TTM before. He's one of those that takes quite a bit of time unless you just happen to mail it out when he's getting to him. But I see a lot of times people have to wait 6 months to a year, and mine was just over a year. So it took a little bit. Another top prospect card. Let's see if there's anybody good. Nope. A bunch of prospects didn't pan out. Bob Melvin, I got him TTM. The Oakland A's manager, so of course I like him. Darryl Strawberry. All the talent in the world and just ran into some problems. Bobby Bonilla. Still celebrating Bobby Bonilla Day. I can tell these have a lot of rough edges. Alex Fernandez, I know he TTMs. Dick Schofield, TTMs. A lot of TTM stuff here. So I got this box probably, it's probably been over a year now. I picked it up when I went to go visit my dad's hometown in Livermore, California, and I ran into a card shop, and I hadn't been in a card shop in years because I don't have anything around me. So I stopped in there and grabbed up some wax boxes and some junk wax boxes and saw this, and I thought, you know, I've never done an O-Pee-Chee box before, so I'll grab it, and I think I got it for $10. Probably more than I should have paid for it, but I live in California, guys, and the markup on stuff here in California is just ridiculous. There's Gary Sheffield. Gary Sheffield was always good. And there's Neon Deion Sanders when he played baseball. Al Newman. Remember, I used to follow the Braves a lot when they were on, when Ted Turner owned the team and they were on TBS. Like every game of the year was on TBS, and I used to follow them. You know, they had Greg Maddux and Smoltz and everybody. And I remember when Deion Sanders it would be football and baseball season at the same time, and he'd be flying over in a helicopter to go from football to baseball and all that stuff. And I just thought it was amazing. Jay Bell, he TTM. So I thought it was amazing that somebody could be that good at two sports. Like Bo Jackson. You know, Bo Jackson was awesome at both sports too. I just think it's amazing that someone could be that much of an athlete. Sandy Alomar Jr. That much of an athlete and can just not just play, but you know, be at the top level in each sport. It's pretty amazing. Obviously, Neon Deion Sanders didn't play a ton in baseball as far as years go. He ended up, you know, switching over just to primarily football, which was a good decision. But when he did play both sports, he was pretty good leadoff batter. If I remember correctly, he was leadoff batter. Mike Mussina, Hall of Famer. But yeah, I just remember him flying in via helicopter sometimes to the games, and I was just like, it's just crazy. Just crazy. Hope everybody enjoyed the Super Bowl. To be honest, Jeff King, to be honest, this is the first Super Bowl that I have not watched for as long as I can remember. Bob Ojeda. I just could not stand either team. Just being honest with you guys. Can't stand the Niners, never will. Couldn't stand the Chiefs because they're in the Chargers division. There's a Henry Rodriguez and Gerald Williams. Decent careers. And so because I couldn't stand either team, me and the family decided to go out and have a nice dinner and go to the movies instead. And it was actually a really good day. So I don't feel like I missed anything. I couldn't even find anything about either team to go for, so I was just like, why am I going to go through it? So I just didn't watch it at all. So if you're a Chiefs fan, congratulations. If you're a Niners fan, congratulations for making it that far. But to be honest, I'm glad the season's over, and I'm looking forward to next year to get started and get everything set back to 0-0 and everybody fighting for the playoffs and the Super Bowl again. So I remember back in the day, I used to love this card. Again, because I was watching the Braves, I was impressed with Ryan Klesko. I always thought that he was going to be something really special. And he had some good years, but nothing huge. And then John Jaha, he had some good years too for the Brewers. There's Mr. Tony Gwynn. One of the best, if not the best hitter ever. The guy was amazing. Hall of Famer. Rest in peace. Way too early. Todd Stoudemire. Mickey Tettleton. Lance Parrish. Guys, like I said, I really appreciate you guys hanging on. If you guys have hung on this far, I really appreciate it. Waiting to find that Manny Ramirez. Harold Baines, Hall of Famer. And he's wearing my A's uniform, so definitely put that aside. Scott Stahoviak. Scott Radinsky. It's a White Sox pack so far. Wow, it's a White Sox pack. Jack McDowell, Blackjack. Another White Sox. Tom Kelly. There's a Bernie Williams. I kind of think Bernie, I get a feeling Bernie's going to make the Hall of Fame too at some point. I really do. I guess if you're on those Yankees teams in the early 2000s to late 2000s, you probably got a good shot because they had a lot of good teams. Rick Honeycutt, Devon White, he was on the cover of the box there. I had some bubblegum residue. Ken Hill. Hard-hitting Mark Whitten. Eddie Zosky. I'm going to have to send off to him again. He lives like 20 minutes from me. I'm going to have to send off to him. Signs it every time. Wilson Alvarez. He was really good for a few years stretch there. Dennis Rasmussen. So from my understanding, and again, I appreciate anybody that wants to chime in the comments, I think these cards are identical to the Topps cards, if I'm not mistaken. That's what my assumption is. If not, let me know, but I want to say that's what it is. And they stick like crazy. There we go. Reggie Jefferson. Frank Viola. Know him more for the Twins. Danny Darwin for the Astros. Rex Hubler. Mike Fordick. Johnny Oates. Bert Blyleven. He's a Hall of Famer. Randy Johnson, Hall of Famer. And the card that fell, Luis Polonia. Remember him when he was on the A's. Matter of fact, where I bought this box in Livermore, California, that's where Randy Johnson's from. See how good my memory is. He was born in Walnut Creek, California, as you can see right there, which is where I was born. But he lived in Livermore. I believe if you look up on the Wikipedia, you'll see that he lived in Livermore. But he was born in Walnut Creek, where I was born. So, getting on, we're almost about halfway through right now. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got Dave Righetti, Tom McKinnon rookie, Derek Bell, Jimmy Gonzalez draft pick rookie, Doug Jones, Dave Steve, Teddy Higuera. Quite a few names in there will sign. Oh, I see a Hall of Famer that signs as well on the bottom of the pack. So we got Pedro Guerrero, won an MVP. Steve Hosey, that's Paul Pierce's stepbrother, and he went to Fresno State. So he went to school right here where I live. That's how I know so much about him. There's a Hall of Famer Ivan Rodriguez Cup card. Put that off to the side. Steve Bedrosian. Kurt Manwaring. And there's Goose Gossage in a Rangers uniform. Hall of Famer. And he'll sign, if I'm not mistaken, he signs one freebie, and then any more above that, he charges, I think, $10 per signature. I want to say $10 per signature. So definitely take advantage of the freebie that he gives you. And if you have some really nice cards, $10 may not be that bad. Sean Livesey draft pick card. Mookie Wilson. I always, growing up, thought his name was so funny. There's Movon. That was like Big Poppy before Big Poppy. Jimmy Key. He was a fantastic pitcher. He used to be a great TTMer, but seems to have given up TTMing. And then there's Hall of Famer George Brett. So moving on. So we have Greg Riddick, Padres manager, Ivan Calderon, Chris Jones, Mike Gallego, Juan Samuel, that was kind of a wah pack. Not much there. Okay, let's see. Still looking for the Manny Ramirez rookie. Bill Swift, good TTMer. Moises Alou, he was a really good player for a long time. Kyle Abbott. Checklist. Bob Tewksbury. Felix Fermin. Tony Pena. Sweet Lou Whitaker. I still say that if Alan Trammell got in, then Lou Whitaker should have gone in. I think they should have gone in together if one was getting in, but that's just my opinion. Alright, we are now halfway. And again on the back there, if you saw the name, fantastic TTMer. And we got one of the good rookies in the pack, and it's jacked up. We got Jeff Johnson, Joel Johnson, Nunez, Terry Pendleton, Sean Green rookie. Sean Green was a good player, but this down there got jacked up. Sean Green. And we got a Dante Bichette for the Brewers. Dante Bichette was another good player, especially when we went to the Rockies. Him and Larry Walker, who just got in the Hall of Fame, were a fantastic duo for that team. Jeff Reed, Henry Cotto, Eric Plunk, and Bob Kipper, fantastic TTM signer. We'll sign anything and everything you send them, guys. Anything and everything. Bobby Witt. Todd Van Poppel. One of the biggest, probably, draft busts in MLB history right there. Al Leiter, fantastic pitcher for a long time. Jose Tolentino, TTM signer right there. Carlos Baerga, one of the all-time Indians, Scott. Skeeter, I don't know if I'd like the name Skeeter. We got Skeeter there, Skeeter Barnes. And we got Chili Davis. Chili Davis played a lot of years in a lot of teams. Let's see who we got. Kip Gross. Buck Rogers. Mike Alderete. Jose Rio. Danny Jackson. He was more known for the Reds. Yeah, the Reds. Chris James. Joe Girardi. Just got another managerial job. Jim Thome. Hall of Fame Jim Thome. It's pretty nice. I will say that a lot of these cards seem to be centered well. It's just a matter of the edges, I think, are going to get them. The edges on these things are not the greatest. Matt Williams. If it wasn't for that strike year, it probably would have broke some records. Geronimo Pena. That was a so-so pack. Got the Joe Girardi. Might send off to him. I haven't sent off to him before, but I'm guessing he's probably a good signer. I just get that feeling he's probably a good signer. Seems like he would be. Steve Lyons, known for dropping his pants on accident. Forever known as that. Jack Morris. There we go. There's Barry Bonds. There's one for, if you're still holding on Michael Myers, there's a Barry Bonds. Michael Myers. Pirates fans, so try to work them in somehow, some way. Otis Nixon. Pete Smith, Mark Lemke. You know, I didn't look on the checklist to see if there is a Ken Griffey in this or not. It'd be cool if there was a Ken Griffey in this. That way I could shout out Eddie and his Mariners. Well, I guess there was Randy Johnson, so that would be good. But I'd like to see a Griffey if there is a Griffey. I should have looked ahead of time. Billy Hatcher, Ron Darling, Tom Browning, Billy Ripken. Forever known for his Fleer error card that everybody wants. There's Joe Torre. I'll put that aside. I might send that to him to get autographed. Give it a shot. Let's see here. Terry Kennedy, Trevor Miller, draft pick. Greg Litton, he signs. Glenn Allen Hill, he had quite a few good years actually. Paul Abbott, of the many Abbotts in the league. Andujar Cedeno, cup card. And Joe Klink. Joe Klink. He was stuck in the clink. Ozzie Guillen. Talk about a personality. He has a fun personality. I know he can get upset at times, but fun personality. As a player and as a manager. There we go. There's my answer to my question. There is a Ken Griffey Jr. in this O-Pee-Chee set. So, there you go, Eddie. Your Mariners are representing with Randy Johnson and Ken Griffey Jr. It's a pretty nice card. A little off-center, but pretty nice. Ken Griffey Jr. Can never argue with that. Eric Karros was Rookie of the Year. He had a decent career. Chuck Knobloch, cup card, was an awesome second baseman until he just could not throw anymore. Jay Howell. This pack has been pretty good. Dale Svim. Brady Anderson. 50 home run hitter, Brady Anderson. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, guys. The one that I really want to get now is my favorite player of all time, which would be Mark McGwire, Carney Lansford. Fantastic third baseman for the A's. Jason Pruitt draft pick. I would love to get a Mark McGwire if there is one. If there's a Griffey, there's got to be a McGwire. So, Ruben Sierra, another fantastic hitter. Cito Gaston, great manager for the early Blue Jays teams in the 90s, winning those 2 World Series. Tim Burke. Here. There is Pat Mahomes, rookie card. Not the Kansas City Chiefs Pat Mahomes. That would be his son, but this is Pat Mahomes Sr. Pretty cool to see. Eddie Murray, Hall of Famer, late in his career. Kevin Bass will sign anything. Jesse Barfield is a good hitter. Tony Fernandez, long career. Dan Plesac. Andres the Cat Galarraga, Big Cat. Dave Valle. Yeah, that Rockies team that had Bichette, Galarraga, Larry Walker, they're just loaded. Cliff Brantley. It's amazing they didn't win a World Series with those players, honestly. Trevor Wilson. Steve Whitaker draft pick card. Bobby Thigpen. Mark Langston. Kevin McReynolds. Just got a few more packs to go. If I have anybody sticking with me still, again, thank you guys. I'll get better as I do more of these. But I also don't want to just blow through them because I want to enjoy what I can, what I get. So there's a Chicago White Sox Sammy Sosa card. Slamming Sammy Sosa. Hensley Mullins. Oh, Tim Rock Raines, Hall of Famer. Dave Bergman. Got Greg Swindell of the Indians. Ron Gant. I gotta pull that one out because I don't have any Ron Gants for whatever reason, and I know he's a good signer, so I'll pull him out. George Bell. Al Osuna. Brian Taylor draft pick card. That was a card to have back in the day. Another bust. Pete Harnish, fantastic pitcher for quite a few years. Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer. Little mark up there. Craig Lefferts. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs to go. So let's see if we can get anything else in these last 5 packs. Still holding out for the Manny Ramirez rookie. Haven't got that yet. Okay, sorry guys, the phone cut off when I opened this pack, so we'll go through it again. Sean Abner, Kevin Seitzer, Mitch the Wild Thing Williams, Kirby Puckett, Hall of Famer. David Justice was a fantastic hitter for a long time for those Braves teams. Jack Clark. The Lionel DeShields. Great leadoff man. That was a pretty decent pack. That would have been an awesome pack to get back in 92, 93. I think everybody would have loved that pack with David Justice and the Lionel DeShields and Kirby Puckett and Shane Mack. Royce Clayton. Matt Young. Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg. He'll sign for $5 a piece, which is a fantastic deal. Aaron Seeley draft pick. Charles Nagy. There you go, Scott. That's another well-known Indian. Rene Gonzalez. Tim Cruz. Sean Hilligus. And Don Robinson batting. 3 more packs to go. It's got Walt Weiss, Rookie of the Year. You got Rookie of the Year when he came up in 89. 88, Nolan Ryan, Record Breaker, Hall of Famer. Of course. Jimmy Jones. Phil Gardner, good manager. Ray Langford, Cup card. He had a good career. Some fantastic Cardinals teams. Wally Backman. Jeff Torberg, Mike Devereaux, Jeff Reardon, Record Breaker, Jeff Juden, Mark Lee. Let's see here. Well, guys, we're going to be down to 1 more pack to try to find us this Manny Ramirez rookie. And I don't know. Don't think the odds are with us. Oh. I don't know. Wayne Rosenthal. Eddie Taubensee. He signs. TTM. Mark Lewis. Tommy Gregg. Jeff Innes. Travis Fryman had a good career. Rob Deere had a good career. Darrell Hamilton. Well, guys, I think we didn't get it. Carlos Quintana and Jose Guzman. So that is the box. Guys, thank you for sticking around if you have. Just go through these one more time so you guys can see the good ones. Nolan Ryan, Ryan Sandberg, Kirby Puckett, Paul Molitor, Ron Gant, Tim Raines, Sammy Sosa, Eddie Murray, Ken Griffey Jr., Joe Torre, Barry Bonds, Jim Thome, Sean Green, George Brett, Mo Vaughn, Rich Gossage, Yvonne Rodriguez Cup card, Burt Blyleven, Randy Johnson, Bernie Williams, Harold Baines, Tony Gwynn, Mike Mussina, Gary Sheffield, Omar Vizquel, Roger Clemens, and the Big Hurt Frank Thomas. So guys, I really do appreciate you guys hanging in with me. I know this is a long video. They'll get better the more that I do, I promise. But any comments, suggestions, anything you guys may have for me, throw it down in the comments for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. As always, guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And until next video, I hope you guys have a blessed evening. See ya.